What's up? So I'm just gonna quickly explain why struggling is extremely essential, especially if you're, a young man. You're like between the ages of 13 to 17. I'm 18 myself right now, about to turn 19 this year. But struggling is extremely necessary, and a lot of people, for example, the billionaire Elon Musk believes that we should strive to, create zero suffering for humanity. And that does sound like a good thing. In theory, in practice, that sounds like a good thing. Hypothetically, that sounds like a good thing. But first off, the only reason we value, um, the only, sorry, shit, what am I saying? Fuck, the only reason that we value non-suffering and peacefulness is because of suffering. The same reason why we value life is due to death. It is the same reason why we value peace because of suffering. Now, suffering is extremely essential, all right? Now, yes, it does get to a point. Suffering itself, obviously, is not a good thing. In theory, it's not a good thing. In practice, it's not a good thing. It causes you pain, causes you stress, all that stuff. But I believe that it is the outcome of suffering. As long as the outcome is positive, then suffering is a good thing, and it is extremely mandatory. And I feel like everyone should have at least some kind of suffering in their lives, or at the very least should have experienced some kind of suffering in their life. Now, obviously, God forbid you suffer your whole life. Obviously, no one wants to do that. And yes, we should still strive for peace. But the reason why I say suffering is extremely important is because it gives you different outlooks on life. And I guess, in better words, it is extremely important to suffer, but also to gain peace after suffering, before and or after suffering. Actually, before and after suffering. Um. So yeah. So I could say, in terms of personal experience, suffering for me was probably during COVID, and I had to go to school. I was like, eighth grade. I had remote learning. It was COVID. Gained a lot of weight, got chubby, got really insecure, lost all my social skills, and I was already an introvert, so I didn't really have any. And any that I had left, that shit just got obliterated because of quarantine, all that stuff, and being locked up, isolated in my room. You know what I mean? So that was suffering for me because once we slowly rolled into getting to school with our masks on, it was hard talking to people because I just didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to socialize. And I would just be super quiet. And sometimes I'd be really thankful that we were wearing masks and stuff because it gave me an excuse to, I guess, like not talk, even though other people were clearly talking. And the mask felt like peace to me. But going to school felt like suffering, you know what I mean? And it was such a weird thing because it was like peace and suffering at the same time, but it was majorly suffering though because I clearly remember getting bullied. I wasn't even bullied. I just got like annoyed at, especially by this one guy. I'm not gonna name drop, but this guy would pick on me because he was like, "Yo, speak up, bro, speak up, yo." And then I don't know, he just nagged me. I low key forgot because I'm over that shit now, but it was so annoying, and it made me feel insecure because thankfully, I mean, there was this one girl that told the guy, like, to go away and stuff. I'm very thankful for her. But that made me feel insecure because, like, as a man, I should have just stood up for myself, and I relied on this girl. Like, again, I'm very grateful. No hate to her. I'm very thankful to her as well. But I just feel like I should have been the one who should have stood up for myself. You know, someone should not have to have. Someone should not. I don't know. Okay. Someone should not have to have stand up. Fuck. I should be able to stand up for myself. There's no reason why someone else should stand up for me. Alright, obviously, unless you're doing it for generosity, kindness, I respect that. But I should be the one who stands up for myself. But anyways, that was suffering for me. That was suffering for me a lot. And now that I'm now, and because of that suffering, because of that suffering, I was able to improve myself. I was like, listen, I don't want to live this kind of life anymore. I don't want to be an introvert. I don't want to be, you know, shy, quiet, get picked on, all that stuff. I want to improve myself. So I spent the next few years, I went outside, I exercised, I gym maxed. Okay, I got a better hairstyle, man, kind of. I try my best to improve my looks as much as I can. I socialized like crazy. I talked a lot, expanded my social group. I networked a lot. I got my money up. Got a better fashion sense, I guess. And I learned to love myself. You know, I enjoy things by myself and with other people at the same time. And I would not have done those things if it were not for that suffering. So the reason why I feel at peace, well, okay, technically I'm not fully at peace, but I'm definitely in a better situation than I was in that time that I'm talking about. So that is why, you know, without that suffering, I wouldn't be experiencing the peace that I have today. You know, I definitely don't have the same problems as I had back then, and I'm very thankful for that. Yes, I do have new problems, but that's just how life is, you know. Now, thankfully, with Yahweh, I'm able to get past those problems. And I'm very, very thankful for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to yap. I don't know. I felt really motivated and inspired to make a YouTube video, even though no one watches this shit. I think I'm gonna low-key start collabing with people, random people on you know, YouTube that I see. I don't know. I just feel like collabing. I don't know. I want to talk to somebody about random shit. So yeah, that was that. I guess that's a wrap. So yeah, suffering is important, obviously, as long as you gain peace afterwards. Lifelong suffering is a different thing that obviously is not good. But, you know, one thing that I can guarantee, though, is suffering always gives you a lesson. Even if that lesson is bad, you always get a lesson out of it. And I pray to all of you who are watching this that the lesson that you receive from your suffering is a good lesson and that you gain peace after your suffering. Sometimes you may already have peace alongside with suffering. Just like how I was glad I was wearing masks while still being in school, that which was suffering, you know. So it's interesting, but yeah, that's pretty much it. My jaw surgery is in less than 2 weeks. I'm excited. I'm gonna be posting a video on that really soon on a different channel that I'm not gonna leak. It's just this private channel, I guess. I don't know, man. But yeah, so yeah, anyways, future Ani, good luck. I hope the mission is a success. I know I posted a video like 5 days ago. Cool, bro. Just keep grinding, keep doing what you gotta do. And I pray that this mission becomes a success for you. Please don't, you know, KYS, bro. Not worth it. You're always on your side. So I trust you. Live in faith in Yahweh. Amen.